Hello, world. This is Splashtalks. We are a podcast for information technology, secure work, innovation, and everything else Splashtop. And we are hosting these podcasts now to bring, the best out of what we offer here and thought leadership and a lot of other good information for our viewers, our customers, and everybody else. It's our first episode, so, we're still learning. We're doing, we set this up with the team. We have people here behind the scenes, but it's been a joy. And I think there's so much information we get from everybody here in the office that being able to share with the world, I think, is going to add value to so many people. So tune in, subscribe, and check us out. We're aiming to be posting very often and adding a lot of good information. And it's an honor to have the first guest, which you guys will hear a lot from them. But we have today Susan Lee, who's our Senior Director of Product Management, and then Yanlin Wang, who's our VP of Advanced Technology. And we're going to be talking about our Splashtop secure workspace journey. We've recently pulled down the curtains on this product, and I'm excited for everyone to hear their journey. It's inspiring. Just, being out here in the last couple of years, watching everything everyone has done, it's an honor. So welcome to our first episode. Thank you both for being here. And I'll open it up. And what is SSW? Anyone? Susan, Yanlin?
Lady first.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Susan Lee, part of the product team. Very excited to be here. And we're excited about the secure workspace. We created this product to help our customers to secure access to everything in your workspace. So the whole pandemic really accelerated hybrid work environment, and we've seen this increasing need to help our customers to secure access to your network systems, applications, data, regardless where the data resides. And we wanted to make it easy to use for IT administrators and end users. So this is our goal. Hopefully, it's a journey. We have the product ready for our customers, so we're very excited to work with the customers in this journey.
Yep.
Anything from you, Yanlin?
Sure. I mean, this product is kind of like a product that we want to give our customer the ability to solve their day-to-day IT problem and security problem in a simplified way. I mean, while that we want to have it to be like really scalable so that we can lower customers' cost, right? So I've been in IT for a long time. I use all kinds of IT product. So I see problems, from day one till now. So that the initial thought we build this product is that, first, that, to access a network and computer resources is mandatory for today's knowledge worker, especially after or post-pandemic. The work anywhere becomes a kind of new norm, right? How to help everyone, small business or large enterprise, to be able to get their access problem solved, both for IT and end user. That's our mission. So that's why we're here.
Awesome. Thank you. And how did this, come about? How did you get with Splashtop? How did who had the vision? How did it just get inspired into, building to what it, it is what it is today, at least?
Yeah. So I can start first, and then Susan gonna basically fill me in later.
This is the mastermind, the brain behind the product.
I'm the nerd guy. Yeah. I'm the nerd guy. So I think it start from 2021 from Mark Lee's backyard, right? So Mark at that time gathered a bunch of guys try to think about what's the next step that we can help small business to get better user experience for access or general access. Also in context of a remote access. That's exactly what the Splashtop do, right? And then we just analysis what we as a company currently is using, and what kind of a problem that we're facing. Essentially, we came up with kind of conclusion that in order for any of the small business size like us to be able to establish IT operation with a secure access from anywhere, work from anywhere, you end up with a lot of software and hardware, and you have to have a sizable IT guys, in-house to maintain all these systems.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So, and even that, IT guys are overwhelmed, especially, right, during the pandemic and then post-pandemic.
We hear it all the time.
Right.
Like one guy managing 3,000 staff, 1,000 computers, 3,000 computers, and that's a lot of work for one person.
Right.
And not a few very small team.
Exactly. And not to mention there's a SaaS applications out there, right? So how are we going to help IT? And how are we going to, simplify this end user so that they can gain access, at their fingertip? Then we, conclude that, hey, today there's lots of, over-engineered kind of solution out there. Like you have to have in-house firewall, and then you have to set up in order for people to share the privileged account, for example, root account or service account, then you have to buy the PAM product. And you have also set up IDP and integrate IDP with your VPN, integrate your IDP with your applications. Oh my God, it's paramount, right? So how to streamline this? And we initially have a thought at that moment that we possibly can do this by rewriting the whole technology stack in terms of access. I think that's how it started as a journey.
So I started my career as a network engineer. And in the past 2 decades, we saw the internet started to become really the platform for organizations to conduct business. And while the connectivity has been made available to all the businesses, unfortunately, the adversaries, cyber criminals, start to leverage this platform for their purposes. So what we've seen that there's vulnerability in every stack of the network, from network level to system to application to data. So small medium business, unfortunately, are facing the same type of attacks, but they don't have the level of sophisticated tools and resources to defend, to detect and protect themselves. So we, Yanlin and I, we worked at a company called ArcSight, where we built the product to detect anomaly, detect data breaches and attacks. And from there, we realized that to really protect small, medium business, we need to bring a lot of specialized tools together onto one platform and really to make the solutions easy to consume. Because small, medium business, they have business to run, but at the same time, they have to worry about all the cyber attacks out there. But the existing tools are so complicated. They're expensive, they're complex to run, to maintain, to support. And we see that there's a need, and we really wanted to bring all the years of experience we have gained to build the product to really help a customer to simplify. The word is to simplify security. Because when security is not simple and people really need to get their job done, a lot of times they go around security.
It's like simplify and make it accessible for everybody, right?
That's right. To make it accessible, so to make it not a barrier for business, but an enabler for business.
Oh, I love that. Awesome. And I know you guys published quite a few articles that are great, very informative, kind of talks a little bit about the journey and some of the capabilities you guys are implementing and some of the challenges. One of the ones that stands out, because when we work with our customers, it's always access to desktops, access to applications, other networks, and so on. But there's also the risk in like protecting your assets when you're working with other people that are being contracted into an org, so third-party organizations. Mm-hmm. I know one of the articles we're talking about third-party. Can you elaborate on that, on some of the risks of having, especially with the hybrid world, people working everywhere? Some people are not full-on employees. They don't have a desktop at home. They may be, if you could elaborate on that. How are you making it that more accessible? How are you making that easier for people to be able to onboard new people and deprovision? Because I know some of these things are challenges. You may hire someone for 2 months and, they're going to get access to everything, and you got to go through the whole HR procedure, all the IT procedure to get something.
That's right.
It's to get someone operational.
Yeah. So I'll start first and Yanlin to elaborate. So the key thing is to protect systems and resources and data, right? So these days, there are tools to protect that, protect remote access from multiple angles. The user credentials, device need to be secure, and network need to be secure. But in the case of third-party entities, they're not part of the organization, so they are now using managed devices. They may not be part of the organization's Active Directory, and they only need a lot of times need to have access to the resources, internal resources, for a period of time. And so the provisioning and deprovisioning creates a lot of burden for the IT team. And when we're talking to customer, the area that the organization is most vulnerable is also when that project has ended. The third-party, contractor or service provider need to, leave this project, so that accounts that have been created sometimes left open, orphaned accounts. So that creates a lot of vulnerability, risk for organizations. And the other thing is the credentials, right? So a lot of times when vendor needs to come in to help troubleshoot a system or application, really they need to have access to are the privileged, right, accounts. Because you need to have privileged account to be able to make a configuration change, to troubleshoot, and or to perform some key business activities. Those privileged accounts, without our tools, a lot of times people just write down the username passwords, and on a sticky note, or basically share in a way that's not secure. So all of that create a lot of vulnerability and risk for the organization. And we, Yanlin's, the platform that Yanlin's team has built, provides key capabilities that really we can leverage to secure third-party access. And Yanlin's team has done a brilliant job. So has made this task so simple. It's just as simple as sharing a link. So it's at the end of the day, we make the sharing very simple, easy, and fast, and secure.
So from the technology perspective, right? So in the past, for any company or enterprise trying to enable a third-party access, that's actually a paramount. For example, what they need to do, they need to first provision a user in their IDP or their AD. Then they need to hook up that account with certain VPN so that that guy can VPN into their network. Then to prevent them to be wandering around inside the network, and then they have to create a special VLAN for those contractors. And then they have to take care of the application business. They have to say who's gonna be authorized to access what kind of application in a PAM tool. So I'll be talking about lots of tools here, right? Not to mention they have to open some certain policies, or they have to enforce certain policies at the firewall level. So that's lots of work to enable or provision a user or contractor user to be able to get access what they need to access. Then second thing is that when they deprovision that, cross-finger, there's no missing piece in the system and no left over. So we thought of that. What caused this kind of situation happen? I think that the one thing is that the whole access stack, they're not they're not building in a single system, so they don't know each other. So for example, the network doesn't know the identity, doesn't know the application. Mm-hmm. So we want to address that by introduce a unified access layer, so that a policy engine that sit on top will have that unified policy that controls the access from all the aspects, from identity to network to the application. And the second aspect is that we want to build a system that we don't, give the credential to the contractor. So the admin can set up in such a way that they can share certain access with the contractor via a URL web link. And then, the contractor doesn't have to use the password, a credential that associate with the target machine to gain access. So therefore, the admin doesn't have to worry about, the leak of the credential and how to recycle and rotate password, right? We remove that problems. So in essence, that we create this technology stack that has this universal control for all the aspect of access, for admin to easy control the policies, and then for the user to have just one simple click to be able to access the target resource they want to access to. So that's the idea there. That's what we're implementing.
That sounds amazing. Very easy to implement, at least for the admin side. And when we talk to the customers about the solution, I can feel, some of the topics you guys mentioned, I can feel their pain in their end and how excited they get once they see the platform, they see what you guys have put together. So that's exciting. Last question for our first episode here will be, how are you leveraging or using AI into this next gen of security implementation and make it easier, or how will you be using? Will it make an impact in your opinion, especially with all the recent advancements that we've had? Is this part of the strategy, and what is your take on leveraging AI for a secure workspace kind of solution?
So I think the two aspects. One thing is that today the Gen AI just it's going very popular in the industry, that everyone want to hop on that train and to make their productivity or boost their productivity and reduce their cost. That's the main goal, right? The one aspect that we want to do is that, hey, the SSW, the Secure Workspace, is a system that will help you to facilitate the usage of the Gen AI, because whenever you have a Gen AI, you're going to have data privacy problem, data access problem, system access problem. And imagine that all that problem is gone by just adopting the SSW, so that you don't have to set up your internal network and policies, firewall policy, the VPNs and ZTNA to basically facilitate your Gen AI system or private LLM system. You can just automate everything by using SSW. So that's one aspect of it that I'm thinking of, right? SSW can help streamline the adoption of the Gen AI. Mm-hmm. Second aspect is that, of course, the SSW itself can benefit from the Gen AI, because, we all know that what Gen AI is start from something called the, a transformer. And in turn, there's a paper from Google, attention is all you need. It's all start from there in 2017. So the problem that Gen AI targeting is a sequence of the signal can be translated into another sequence of signal. For example, language translation. That's one type of problem. And imagine that sequence of signal means it's a time series data or event that pass into the system. That system to predict or to translate or transform into another conclusion or translation. That technology is exactly the security needs in terms of detection and response. Because inside the security, in our business, access business, people log in, people use certain application, people type some command. So that's a sequence of events. And that sequence of events can be translated or transformed into, for example, anomaly detection, that we can determine that by automatically harness this AI system, that we can determine whether this is out of norm. If there's any outliers inside this event that we should pay attention to, or system should pay attention to. And then the system should be automatically pay attention to it or trigger a workflow. And what typical workflow can basically triage this type of event. So those kinds of interface, use case, they're in my mind. Now, I cannot speak for Susan, so Susan to comment for that.
100% agree. So basically, SSW can be used in several use cases in this case to protect the access to your data, right? So AI is used to really what AI is about is to synthesize data and make and help you take action. So SSW can be used, leveraged by business to protect access to the data, to the model. Number two is the data that we collect, we see, or actually organizations sees by using SSW can be leveraged to detect anomalies. To put that in a concrete example, SSW is very capable, meaning that it can track the credentials. Although we have zero knowledge, right? Zero knowledge implementation of the vault, so we don't know your credentials, but we see the behavior in terms of accessing, in terms of reused credentials, in terms of leaked credentials. We see context, meaning that when you take your laptop from one place to another, let's say you travel to some unsafe part of the globe, and you need to have access to corporate resources. Then we call it step up MFA. We're gonna challenge you again for additional authorization, right? Authorization or authentication. So that's location, time of the day. If typically your work hour is 9 to 5, suddenly there is a login at 2 a.m. Then the system detects that and sends you alert or send an IT alert. If a network is under attack, we have our global edge network. We basically takes the burden to secure that network. But we also we see the telemetry data in terms of traffic going from one to another. So by leveraging AI to based on the telemetry data, we see traffic pattern. We can even help IT team to detect whether there's a performance bottleneck or there's misconfiguration that causes traffic to spike or a performance degradation. So we can help IT team to detect IT op related issues or secure SecOp related issues or DevOps related issues. Because as Yanlin mentioned, will help you protect your cloud accounts, AWS accounts. If someone gets hold of your cloud account, start doing something out of the norm, out of the baseline, our system can help you protect that, detect, alert you, and down the road, take action. That's what in Yanlin's, basically what he mentioned as incident response. The third one is actually we can make our users more productive by incorporating AI in our tool in terms of helping you get the best of the tool, meaning that the chatbot, ChatGPT. So we want to, again, our mission is to make security simple. So when we're thinking about leveraging AI to make it really simple for users to use our product by just asking a question. Hey, I have a contractor. I need to onboard in the next 2 weeks. This contractor needs to have access to this application for this purpose, whether it's HR or finance or intern, that the intern is working on AI, ML project, and then need to have access to private data. So you can ask a question. Our tool, again, this is a roadmap, disclaimer, that can help you either recommend you the steps or even help you provision the connector, the user, the credential, the policy. So, and it help you maintain continuous monitor the activity and alert you if something need to be further fortified, enhanced, improved. So this is all, the AI can really help in multiple angles. And we're thinking about that. We're working on the roadmap. And we'd love to hear from a customer what is more important so we can prioritize that on the roadmap.
Oh, that's amazing. IT guys will also have their co-pilots.
That's
right?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I know with our customer success team, marketing, sales, everyone is already leveraging the ChatGPT, but on these more advanced technology, security, different tools, implementing onboarding, offboarding, managing policies, posture, all, the solutions they need to implement, having that's going to be so much valuable to, our IT managers out there and directors and so on. Well, Susan, Yanlin, this, wraps up our first podcast. This was fantastic, very informative. Congratulations on all the hard work you guys been doing. I know this is the first of many. We're definitely going to have you guys hear more because you have such a wealth of information that I know people are going to get value from. And it's really cool to see where you guys started to where it's gone already and how fast you guys execute. That should be an episode of itself. Is you guys are very fast at getting things done. So congratulations. Thank you for people tuning in. Please subscribe. This is the first of many, and you can follow Yanlin and Susan on LinkedIn. And stay tuned for more information. We'll be doing a lot more videos and conversations on this. So thank you both so much.
Oh,
Thank you.
Italo.
Thank you, Italo. Thank you, the team.